Hi, Arnie here, and today I'm going to show you a couple of advanced masking techniques. First, I'm going to show you a video effect using masks in motion. And secondly, I'm going to show you how to add a screen recording to a computer and add some zoom effects. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is bring in a background. Now, I've already downloaded this background of a brick wall, and I'm going to expand it. And let's just make that a little bit longer. And I'm going to lock it in place here using the lock icon. Now we're going to bring in this video. And I'm going to expand that as well. And if I just play it, you'll see what's happening. The skateboarder is jumping over the bush and onto another skateboard. Now remember, we're going to be using 3 phones, 3 masks, and therefore we're going to need 3 instances of this video. So I'm just going to duplicate this twice. There we go. And let's rename them. So we'll call this one video 1, video 2, and video 3. Right. Okay, now I've already downloaded also this icon of the phone, which can be found up here under Home, and then go to Devices, and I grabbed one of these phones here. And as you can see, it places it directly in the center of the video. So we're going to keep that one. Now let's duplicate that. Okay, we're going to duplicate it again. Again, we need 3 of everything. So the first one here, I'm going to move it over using the Shift and arrow keys, just so we can get an exact positioning. Like that, and we'll take this one here. And we'll get that over like that. Looks pretty good. And again, we're going to just rename these. So this one here will be phone 1. Phone 2. And phone 3. Okay, so for the next step, we're going to actually add the masks. Now we're going to go up to the shapes here, and we're going to add this curved rectangle. And let's place it in the first one here, just to match as close as we can to the edges. Now you'll notice that the edges really don't match here, and the curve is not correct. So what I'm going to do is go over to the Advanced tab, and we're going to use the radius selection here. I'm going to unlock it so that we have an X and Y radius. And I've already calculated. We can use the X as 1 and the X is 3 and the Y is 1. And you'll notice that the curve matches fairly nicely here to the curve of the frame of the phone. Now you can play around with these to get the best curve that you'd like, but that seems to fit pretty nicely, and it fits within the entire space of the frame. Okay, now let's call this one mask 1. And we're going to duplicate this, and we'll call this mask 2. And let's just take mask 2 for now. We're going to move it over to this phone. And let's duplicate that one. Move it over to here, and we'll call that mask 3. Okay, so now we have 3 instances of the video, 3 instances of the phone, and 3 instances of the mask. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do after this is we're going to mask each video with its own mask. So remember, when we play this, it's going to look like one video, but really it's 3 separate videos playing on top of each other at the same time. So let's go to video 1, and we're going to mask with mask 1. Now you'll see it just disappears here because the other videos are on top. Okay, we're going to take mask 2 and mask it with, we're going to mask that with mask 2, and the video 3 and mask that with mask 3. There we go. So now, because the masks are invisible, we see the videos within them, but everything around it is cut out and we just see the background that we had originally. So now we see the skateboarder flying through the phones, and that looks pretty good. But we want to have the phones move on as the skateboarder is moving onto the screen to give it a more dynamic effect. So the first thing we're going to do is choose the phone, okay, phone 1, and we want it to have an entrance from the left. So I'm going to go to motion and we're going to have it slide to the right. So as you'll see here, the phone is going to come in and slide to the right. But as you'll notice here, the mask is still on the screen. So we're going to do a Control-C to copy this entrance and go down to the video shape mask. We want the mask to move. Click on that, Control-V. So now the mask follows the frame of the phone. Okay, so as it's going to come on now, you'll see it comes on when he is skating on. That looks pretty good. So right here, you'll notice that he's jumping between phones. So I'm going to have this phone come on and slide upwards. So we're going to choose the frame here, which is right here, phone 2. At this moment, I'm going to move this inwards here, and I'm going to have the motion slide to the top. There we go. And again, we're going to do the same thing, Control-C, and we're going to do the same thing to mask 2. Now you'll notice that when I did that, it copied it at the beginning of this video here. Now we want it lined up with this one here, because what will happen now is the mask will then come on early and then the phone's coming on. We don't want that. So what we really want to do is take this video right here and we're going to move it over and align it to where this phone starts. So now they're both coming on together. Okay, now let's just check for timing here. We're going to press play. That's not bad. Okay, now you can fine tune this, but that's not bad right now. So he's coming on and jumping through the phone. Very good. Let's do the same thing for this phone, and this time we're going to have it slide to the left. But again, we want it to be somewhere around, okay, he's coming in, let's see where the video is. The video is right about there. He's coming on. So we want the phone to move over just about there, let's say. Let's try that. We're going to copy and then paste to the third video mask here. And we're going to move this over to align with that one, as you can see there. So let's see how that looks. 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Okay, that seems to align pretty nicely. So again, you do have to play around with the timing here, but that seemed to work pretty nicely. And let's just watch that again. Phone slides in, phone slides back and forth here, and he's moving with the video, and it's a very nice effect. Now, the last thing that I would do here is just to give this a little bit more depth, is I'm going to take the phone and we're going to add a shadow to it. So let's get rid of border here. We're going to go to shadow, which is open already. I'm going to add a 30 blur and let's say a 10 offset and 10 offset with the Y, and you'll see there's a nice shadow here. So let's do that for each of the phones. So you can see the offset is a little bit off to the right and down, but it also creates a shadow inside the phone to really give it a nice depth. So now we play it with the shadow there. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that one. Okay, for the next part of the video, I'm going to add a character, and we're going to bring in Paul. And Paul is going to be on his computer working from the back. Now, we don't really want a white background here, so let's go to backgrounds. And let's get an office background here. That one, we're going to bring that onto the screen here. And obviously it's in front, it's on top here, so we want to bring that behind Paul. So I'm going to bring Paul forward there. Okay. Now I want Paul to be working on the computer for quite a bit of time here, and really it's only a short period of time right here. It's only a few seconds. So the first thing I'm going to do is duplicate him and align these. I'm going to duplicate him again and align it, duplicate and align it. Okay. Now you can see that's going to take a lot of space on the timeline. So what I'm going to do here is just take these instances of Paul, use your control key and grab them, and we're going to right click and create a group. And I might even want more than that. So let's duplicate the group, move it over, duplicate the group. Let's just do this a couple times, it's fine. Grab these groups and group them again. I just find this to be a quick way to do things, and then I'm going to call this group Paul. Okay, so now we have a long string of Paul working on the computer. But now the background disappears. Now we can go in and just expand this, or again, very quick, is I'm just going to duplicate the background a couple times. Grab all instances, group it, and we can call this background. Okay, let's just move the... Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add a mask. So let's just get a square mask here, a rectangle, and I'll align it as best I can to the screen. So I'm just going to put that right behind there. Okay, and I'm going to expand that. Great. Now, as you can see it over top of the screen. We don't want that, so I'm going to take this rectangle and put it just behind Paul. And there we go. So now it's basically sandwiched between Paul and the background. Let's go to our media. Now again, I already did a screencast of a Google search, okay, and then I looked up CreateStudio, and we're looking at a screenshot now of the search, and then going to the website. Okay, and scrolling through that. Okay, so I already prepared that. And again, what we're going to do now is we want this within the screen, right? So I'm going to make this approximate size here. You can make it a little bit larger, smaller, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to right click, and we're going to mask it with the rectangle, which is basically the rectangle in the screen. Again, you can rename that if you want. And there we go. So now we'll notice that the screencast, oh, sorry, that's the mask. The screencast is right here, and you can see I can move it around, and again the mask is invisible, so we don't see that white square anymore. It's the screencast that's going to take up the space. So let's move that a little bit in more so we can get a nice picture of that. We'll make it just right to the top like that, and let's move that over. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now when we play it, oh, you see it's on top. See why? Because now it moved on top of Paul. So we want to get Paul back to the top, and there we go. So now when it plays, it looks like it's on the screen, and it looks like Paul's doing all the typing. Great. So one thing we can add here while he's doing the search is, let's say you want to zoom in on an area. Now we can use the camera to zoom on the computer screen in the entire image, but I want him to look as if he's zooming in on the actual screencast itself. So we're going to go here, and we're going to add an animation. And I'm going to add, I always like to add position and scale. In case I change that a little bit, then I don't have to go back and do that. So it's going to start here, and now if we want to zoom in a little bit, we can pull that in like that, let's say. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate reverse, because sometime later I'm going to have it go back. So now when we play it, he might zoom in on something, he's looking, and then It'll zoom back out again. So you can play around with exactly the timing that you want. There we go. And then he looks at some things and then zooms back out again. And you can do that multiple times, as much as you want, depending on what you want to focus on. Especially if you're making this for somebody else and they want a specific thing on their screen to be shown, you can use the screencast animation, and of course you can also use the camera. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and thanks very much for watching, and happy creating!